Alright folks, let's talk about the kind of succulents that don't just sit there looking cute, they actually bloom like they're putting on a show just for you. In this video, we're walking through 20 flowering succulents that'll take your home or garden from meh to marvelous with their bold colors, unexpected textures, and blooms that'll make your neighbors stop and stare. Picture this. Early morning sun hitting your windowsill and boom, your ECHEVERIA is showing off coral pink petals like it's auditioning for a perfume commercial. Or out in the garden, where a KALANCHOE bursts into fiery reds just when everything else starts to fade. I'll guide you through each one, scene by scene, from the delicate charmers to the flamboyant bloomers, and by the end, you'll be itching to clear space on your plant shelf. Let's get into it. Alright, kicking things off with the ever-reliable KALANCHOE, the kind of succulent that doesn't just bloom, it throws a full-on celebration. Picture this. Fat little leaves storing up sunshine like batteries, and then boom, tiny clusters of red, pink, orange, or yellow flowers pop out like confetti. This one's the definition of low maintenance, like the friend who never complains but still shows up looking fabulous. You stick it on a windowsill, forget to water it half the time, and somehow it rewards you with weeks of non-stop color. Whether you're working with a cozy apartment or a big backyard setup, KALANCHOE fits right in, no drama, just blooms. It's the kind of plant that makes you look like you know what you're doing, even if you totally don't. Next up, EUPHORBIA. Now this one's a bit of a wild card. It's technically a succulent, but it's got this edgy, architectural vibe like it's straight out of a modern art gallery. Some types bloom with delicate little flowers that look like they're floating above spiky, sculptural stems, like nature's version of a punk rock bouquet. And get this, those blooms? They're not loud or flashy, but they've got this understated charm that sneaks up on you. EUPHORBIA doesn't beg for attention, it earns it. Stick it by your front door or mix it into your garden bed, and you'll get this cool contrast between tough-looking stems and soft, surprising blossoms. Just don't go poking it without gloves, that milky sap means business. Now let's talk about Cape Aloe. This one's like the dramatic cousin of your regular aloe vera. It's tall, it's bold, and when it blooms, it doesn't hold back. Imagine thick, spiky leaves forming this perfect rosette, and then out of nowhere, a towering stalk shoots up with fiery orange or red tubular flowers that look like they're straight out of a safari. It's got this wild, untamed energy, like it's trying to outshine the whole garden, and honestly, it might. Cape Aloe thrives in sun, shrugs off drought like a champ, and gives you that show-stopping bloom that hummingbirds and neighbors can't ignore. It's part plant, part firework display, and all kinds of awesome. String bean HOYA. Now this one's for the folks who like their plants a little quirky. It's got these long, bean-like leaves that drape and dangle like green spaghetti, and just when you think it's all about the foliage, bam! It surprises you with clusters of star-shaped flowers that look almost too perfect to be real. They're waxy, they're sweet-smelling, and they bloom like little constellations tucked between the vines. This plant's a total vibe, hanging in a sunny window or spilling over a shelf, just doing its own funky thing. And when those blooms hit, it's like your house suddenly has its own secret garden party going on. Quiet, weird, and absolutely wonderful. Desert rose is the diva of the succulent world, no question about it. This plant shows up with a thick, sculptural trunk like it's been lifting weights, and then out of nowhere, it explodes into these bold, trumpet-shaped flowers in hot pink, deep red, or pure white, like it's dressed for a red carpet event. It thrives on neglect, loves the heat, and absolutely refuses to be ignored. Whether you've got it in a fancy pot on your patio or tucked into a sun-soaked corner, Desert Rose is going to steal the show every single time. It's tough, dramatic, and just when you think it's all business, those blooms remind you it's got a soft side too. Living stones. These little guys are straight-up plant magic. They look like pebbles, blend right into the soil, and then boom, a dainty daisy-like flower bursts out from the center like a tiny surprise party. They don't need much space, water, or attention, but they still manage to wow you when it's bloom time. Perfect for small pots or quirky displays, they're low-key and lovable. Think of them as the introverts of the succulent world, quiet, chill, and unexpectedly brilliant when they decide to open up. Agave is the powerhouse of the succulent family, bold, spiky, and built like it means business. It grows in this perfect rosette that looks like it could slice bread, and then, after years of just hanging tight, it sends up a towering bloom stalk that's basically nature's version of a mic drop. Some reach 10 feet tall, covered in yellow or greenish flowers that bees and hummingbirds go wild for. It's a one-time show, but when it happens, it's unforgettable. Agave doesn't bloom often, but when it does, it turns your garden into a desert cathedral. Strong, sculptural, and quietly legendary. Ice plant is like that friend who shows up late but brings the sparkle, literally. Its fleshy, ground-hugging leaves stay chill most of the year, but when the sun hits just right, it bursts into a carpet of neon pink, purple, or yellow blooms that shimmer like they're coated in glitter. The flowers open wide during the day and close up at night, like they've got their own little routine. It's drought-tolerant, super easy to grow, and spreads like happiness on a warm day. Toss it in a rock garden, planter, or along a sunny path, and suddenly your whole space looks 10 times more alive. Stonecrop is the laid-back legend of the succulent world, tough, dependable, and always ready to bloom when the time is right. Its chunky little leaves come in all sorts of colors and shapes, and then out of nowhere, clusters of tiny star-shaped flowers pop up in late summer like a grand finale. Yellow, pink, white, you name it, there's a stonecrop for it. It's the kind of plant you can forget about and it'll still show up looking good, blooming with zero drama. Great for borders, rock gardens, or even rooftops, stonecrop is the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it bloomer with serious charm. Orchid cactus is the showstopper you didn't know you needed. Think jungle vibes with a flair for the dramatic. It's got these long, flat, trailing stems that look like they belong in a rainforest, and then one day, without warning, it throws out massive, exotic blooms in shades like hot pink, red, or even white. These flowers are huge, fragrant, and look like they came straight out of a dream. Some even open at night just to keep things mysterious. Perfect for hanging baskets or a bright windowsill, this plant brings a whole tropical mood with very little effort. When it blooms, it doesn't just decorate your space, it owns it. Rainbow elephant bush is like the cheerful little buddy every plant shelf needs, bright, quirky, and totally charming. Its tiny, round leaves are splashed with creamy white and pink edges, almost like they've been kissed by sunshine and candy floss. It's a slow grower, but don't let that fool you. When the conditions are just right, it surprises you with tiny star-shaped blooms that are easy to miss but totally worth spotting. Great in hanging pots or as a mini bonsai, this plant brings color and personality year-round. Plus, it's easygoing and drought-tolerant, making it perfect for forgetful plant parents with style. Dwarf jade is the strong, silent type of succulent, sturdy, compact, and full of quiet charm. Its thick, glossy leaves store water like a pro, and over time, it forms a lovely little shrub that's perfect for bonsai fans or anyone who appreciates a tidy, sculpted look. And here's the cool part, when it's happy, usually after some good sun and patience, it pops out clusters of tiny pink or white star-shaped flowers that feel like a secret bonus. It's tough, low maintenance, and can live for decades with the right care. Dwarf jade is the kind of plant that quietly grows into something special, one leaf at a time. ECHEVERIA is the classic beauty queen of succulents, always camera-ready with its perfectly symmetrical rosettes that look like they've been sculpted by a designer. Soft, plump leaves in shades of green, blue, pink, even purple, give it that dreamy pastel vibe, but the real magic happens when it sends up those delicate flower stalks. Tiny bell-shaped blooms in coral, orange, or yellow dangle like jewelry, adding a touch of elegance to its already flawless look. Whether it's sitting pretty on a windowsill or anchoring a succulent arrangement, ECHEVERIA knows how to steal the spotlight without even trying. Ox tongue is the tough guy with texture, thick, bumpy leaves that look like they've been hand-carved out of stone, giving it a rugged, almost prehistoric feel. It's not flashy, but it's got this cool, sculptural vibe that makes it stand out in a lineup of smooth-leaf succulents. And just when you least expect it, it throws up a tall, skinny flower stalk with clusters of tiny, tubular blooms, usually in soft orange or pink, that add just the right touch of surprise. Low maintenance and full of character, ox tongue is the plant that keeps things interesting without ever asking for much in return. BULBINE is the easygoing overachiever in the succulent crowd, fast-growing, sun-loving, and always ready to bloom. Its grassy, fleshy leaves grow in clumps, kind of like chives on steroids, and then up come these tall, slender stalks topped with bright yellow or orange star-shaped flowers that bloom for months. It's the kind of plant that doesn't need pampering to look amazing, making it perfect for busy gardeners or folks who just want some cheerful color without the drama. Whether in pots or tucked into a sunny garden bed, BULBINE brings laid-back charm with a steady stream of blooms that just won't quit. Adam's needle is the bold, spiky statement maker your garden didn't know it needed. With its stiff, sword-like leaves and sharp tips, it's got serious attitude, but don't let the tough exterior fool you. This plant knows how to throw a party when it blooms. Once mature, it sends up a massive central stalk packed with creamy white, bell-shaped flowers that look almost like a chandelier in full swing. It's drought-tolerant, heat-loving, and practically indestructible, making it perfect for spots where other plants throw in the towel. Adam's needle is all about drama, structure, and a once-a-year floral display that's totally worth the wait. Dragon fruit is the rock star of the cactus world, big, bold, and a little bit wild. Its climbing, spiny stems look like something out of a sci-fi movie, and then just when you think it's all thorns and chaos, it throws out one of the most stunning flowers you'll ever see, huge, white, and fragrant, often blooming at night like a secret moonlit performance. If you're lucky and patient, those blooms turn into the iconic neon pink fruit with white or red flesh speckled with tiny seeds. It's a little high maintenance, sure, but the payoff? Pure tropical magic growing right in your backyard. Mexican snowball is the sweetheart of the succulent world, compact, adorable, and always dressed to impress. Its pale blue-green rosettes look like they've been dusted with a soft powder, giving it that cool, frosty vibe even in the heat. But the real show starts when it sends up tall, slender stalks with little bell-shaped flowers in shades of pink, coral, or yellow, swaying like they're dancing in the breeze. It's easy to grow, easy to love, and fits perfectly on a sunny windowsill or tucked into a rock garden. Mexican snowball brings soft elegance and steady charm without breaking a sweat. Ghost plant is that effortlessly cool succulent that always looks like it just walked out of a dream. Its pale, silvery leaves form perfect rosettes with a soft lavender or blue tint that shifts with the light, giving it that spooky, beautiful vibe. And when it's feeling extra generous, it sends up delicate flower stalks topped with tiny star-shaped yellow blooms, like a whisper of color against the soft, ghostly backdrop. Super low maintenance and surprisingly tough, ghost plant thrives on neglect and still manages to look like a little work of art. It's mysterious, minimal, and totally unforgettable. String of pearls is pure plant drama in the best way. Long, trailing vines covered in little green beads that look like they belong in a fairy tale. It's the ultimate conversation starter, especially when it decides to bloom. Yep, this quirky beauty sends out tiny white flowers with fuzzy petals and a sweet, cinnamon-like scent that catches you off guard in the best way. It's perfect for hanging baskets, shelves, or anywhere it can spill and show off. Easygoing with just enough sass, String of Pearls brings charm, whimsy, and a little bit of magic to any space it touches. And there you have it, 20 flowering succulents that prove tough plants can still bring the blooms. Whether you're going for bold, delicate, or downright weird, there's a succulent out there ready to show off. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know which one's your favorite bloomer down in the comments. Catch you in the next one.